Baking soda, miracle. 9 ways it transforms senior health naturally in 2025. You know, sometimes the most remarkable things are right there in our kitchen. There's a simple white powder, quietly sitting on the shelf, usually only remembered when we bake or freshen up the fridge. But to me, after more than 25 years of working with patients over 50, it feels like an old friend, silent but always ready to help when needed. That's baking soda. Picture this. One morning you wake up with aching knees, hearing a slight crackle with every step out of bed, or after dinner. A wave of heartburn keeps you awake. Many of my patients used to think, I guess I'll just have to live with it. It's part of getting older. But then, with just a small spoonful of baking soda in warm water, they began to notice a change, subtle, yet undeniable. There was a man in his 70s who once sat across from me and said, "Doctor, I never imagined that the stuff I use for baking could actually ease my joint pain." We both laughed. But in that laughter was relief. He had found a simple, natural way to care for himself. So why can something as simple as baking soda support senior health so effectively, and how can you use it safely and wisely? In this video, I'll share with you some lesser known facts that could change how you experience aging in a natural, uncomplicated way. If you're interested in natural ways to keep your body healthier, especially in your later years, make sure to subscribe so you won't miss the tips I'm about to share. Because sometimes, one small change can be enough to make each day feel lighter and more complete, relieving joint pain and inflammation. Once you're past 50, mornings can sometimes come with a challenge: stiff knees, wrists that crack, or a dull ache in your shoulders. Many accept this as an inevitable part of aging, but I believe we can ease it naturally, without relying too heavily on medication. Baking soda, that little white powder in the kitchen, may be able to help. When our bodies are inflamed, there's often an imbalance between acid and alkaline levels. An overly acidic environment can make inflammation worse. Properly diluted baking soda can gently neutralize excess acid, helping to reduce irritation in the joints. I remember a patient named Helen, 68, who came to me with swollen, painful hands from rheumatoid arthritis. We worked on an anti-inflammatory diet, but she still needed something to ease her evening pain. I suggested soaking her hands in warm water with a little baking soda for about 15 minutes each time. After a few weeks, she came back smiling. "I can hold my knitting needles again." The key is correct dosage, usually just a quarter to half a teaspoon in a glass of warm water, or used externally for soaking. It should not be overused, especially if you have heart disease, high blood pressure, or kidney problems, as a sudden increase in alkalinity can be harmful. If you've thought joint pain is unavoidable, imagine waking up each morning able to move freely without that heavy feeling in your knees. That's what baking soda can offer when used the right way. Improving digestion and acid reflux. You might know this feeling. Right after a meal, a burning in your throat, bloating in your belly, and the urge to sit still. As we get older, our digestive systems aren't as resilient as they once were. Sometimes stomach acid production increases too much, leading to reflux and heartburn. Baking soda, or sodium bicarbonate, has long been known as a natural antacid. Just a small amount mixed with water can neutralize stomach acid almost instantly, bringing relief. But beyond that quick effect, balancing the body's acid, alkaline levels can help digestion run more smoothly in the long term. One of my patients, Robert, 72, had severe reflux that kept him from sleeping. After adjusting his diet and removing triggers like coffee and fried foods, I taught him to take a quarter teaspoon of baking soda in 200 milliliters of warm water when symptoms appeared. Within 2 weeks, he called me. I slept straight through for 6 hours, no more waking up with heartburn. Of course, baking soda isn't a miracle cure for every stomach problem, and it doesn't replace medical care when needed. But with proper dosage and healthy eating habits, it can be a reliable friend to your digestive system, supporting kidney health and slowing decline. The kidneys work quietly around the clock, filtering blood, removing waste, and maintaining the body's chemical balance. As we age, kidney function often declines, and without care, this can lead to chronic kidney disease. Some studies suggest that in patients with chronic kidney disease, small doses of baking soda may slow the decline of kidney function. That's because baking soda helps control metabolic acidosis, preventing the body from becoming too acidic, which otherwise makes the kidneys work harder. I once cared for a patient named Mariah, 65, with stage 3 kidney disease. Alongside medical treatment, we added a small, doctor-monitored dose of baking soda. Her lab results stabilized, and she reported feeling less fatigued. While not everyone will have the same outcome, it's an example of how baking soda can play a supporting role. I must stress, if you have kidney disease, using baking soda should be under close medical supervision. You shouldn't take it without having your electrolytes and kidney function checked. Reducing urinary tract infections. Urinary tract infections, UTIs, are among the most uncomfortable issues for older adults, especially women. The burning sensation during urination, frequent trips to the bathroom, and pelvic discomfort can be exhausting. Baking soda can help by reducing the acidity of urine. A less acidic bladder environment makes it harder for harmful bacteria to thrive and can ease the burning sensation. I recall a patient named Joyce, in her 60s, who had recurring UTI several times a year, along with drinking more water, practicing good hygiene, and taking probiotics. We added one simple step: drinking a glass of water with a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda whenever she noticed early signs of infection. That alone significantly reduced how often her infections flared up. That said, baking soda is not a replacement for antibiotics when an infection is confirmed and severe. It's simply a supportive measure to make the bladder environment less friendly to bacteria. Oral care and fresh breath. A smile is part of good health. At 50, many people start to experience weaker teeth, dentures, or breath that's not as fresh as it used to be. Baking soda has long been a natural tooth cleaning ingredient thanks to its whitening, deodorizing, and antibacterial properties. I still remember growing up in the countryside, before modern toothpaste was common, when many families used a mixture of baking soda and salt to scrub their teeth. Simple as it was, it kept teeth bright and clean. Today, you can use baking soda to clean dentures or gargle with a diluted solution to reduce bad breath. One of my patients, Jack, 75, used to avoid social situations because of bad breath, even though he brushed regularly. After he started rinsing with a baking soda solution at night, within a week his wife said, "You don't have that smell when you talk anymore." The great thing is that baking soda is gentle and won't damage tooth enamel when used correctly. But you shouldn't overdo direct brushing too many times a day to avoid abrasion. Body odor control and skincare. As we move into middle age, our bodies can start showing subtle changes that sometimes catch us off guard. One of these is more noticeable body odor, even with daily hygiene. This isn't just sweat, it's also due to hormonal changes, slower metabolism, and diet. Baking soda is one of the most effective natural deodorizers I know. When applied as a thin layer under the arms or dissolved in bath water, it helps neutralize the acid, alkaline balance on the skin's surface, an imbalance that allows odor, causing bacteria to thrive. I remember a patient named Linda, 64, who complained that even expensive deodorants didn't make her feel confident around friends. I suggested mixing a little baking soda with a few drops of water to make a paste and applying it under her arms after showering. Within days, she called me, excited. "Doctor, I'm no longer worried about wearing light, colored clothes. Beyond odor control, baking soda can gently exfoliate, soothe irritation, and relieve itching. A warm bath with half a cup of baking soda can soften skin and ease discomfort for those with eczema or mild dermatitis, easing gout attacks. Gout is a dreaded condition for many older adults. The intense pain in the big toe joint or knee often strikes suddenly, leaving you unable to walk normally. I've seen patients spend entire days stuck in a chair during flare-ups. Gout is caused by uric acid buildup in the blood, which forms crystals in the joints. With its alkalizing effect, baking soda can help dissolve some of this uric acid, reducing joint pressure and pain. One of my patients, Bill, 70, used to rely on strong painkillers every time his gout flared. After discussing it together, we tried adding a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda in warm water daily for a short period, along with a low, purine diet. His flare-ups became noticeably less frequent and less severe. Still, I always remind patients that baking soda is only a support, not a replacement for medication. And if you have heart or blood pressure issues, you should consult your doctor first. Supporting natural immunity. The immune system is like a silent army protecting your body. When you're young, it's strong and quick to respond, but with age, this defense weakens, making us more prone to colds, infections, and slower recovery. Baking soda isn't a miracle cure that makes you immune to everything, but it can help maintain a balanced internal environment, a key factor for good immune function. Research shows that a less acidic environment may help certain immune cells respond more effectively to pathogens. I met a patient, Martha, 66, who often caught colds in winter. After improving her diet with more leafy greens and adding a warm glass of water with a little baking soda a few times a week, she noticed she was getting sick less often. It may have been a combination of factors, but clearly, her body was handling daily challenges more smoothly. The important thing to remember is that immunity needs overall care: sleep, nutrition, exercise, and emotional balance. Baking soda is just one small piece of that bigger picture, reducing stress and improving mood. Here's something not many people know. Baking soda can help relax the mind. When added to warm water for a foot soak or bath, it creates a soothing sensation for the skin and muscles, which can indirectly help the mind unwind. I once guided a patient, George, 74, who often had insomnia from stress. We started a simple habit. Each night before bed, he soaked his feet in a basin of warm water with 2 tablespoons of baking soda and a few drops of lavender oil. After a month, he told me he was sleeping better and his anxious thoughts had eased. A full bath with baking soda also removes sweat, excess oil, and build-up from the skin factors that can sometimes cause discomfort and affect sleep. If you've ever lain in bed with your mind still racing, imagine sinking into warm water and letting every bit of tension melt away with the bubbles. It's a small gift you can give yourself, and baking soda is the simple yet effective ingredient that makes that moment complete. If you've found these tips helpful, please like and share this video with the older adults in your family. You never know, one small piece of information might help someone avoid pain, sleepless nights, or simply feel lighter in life. I'm Dr. Sam Wells. After more than 25 years working with people over 50, I've learned that health doesn't just come from modern medicine, it also comes from knowing how to use what nature and everyday life offer. Baking soda is one such example. It's safe and effective when used correctly. But I must emphasize anything, even natural, has its limits. Baking soda contains sodium, so if you have high blood pressure, heart disease, or kidney problems, your dosage needs careful consideration. Never assume more is better. I always advise my patients, before making it a regular habit, talk to your doctor. A 5-minute conversation today can save you from preventable risks later, and once you know how to use it safely, you'll see baking soda as a companion there when you need it, quietly waiting when you don't. We've just gone through 9 key benefits of baking soda for senior health, from easing joint pain, aiding digestion, and protecting kidneys, to oral care, body odor control, gout relief, boosting immunity, and even helping with mental relaxation. Each benefit has scientific grounding and real life stories I've witnessed. But I want you to remember this. The real key isn't just in baking soda, but in how you listen to your body, know your limits, and choose the right methods. Baking soda doesn't replace medicine, but when used correctly, it can be part of a safe, healthy lifestyle. If you've used baking soda for health before, share your experience in the comments below. I'd love to hear your story, and if you have questions, leave them there too, and I'll do my best to answer in future videos. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss daily natural health tips for seniors. Your health today is a precious gift for the future. Thank you for taking your valuable time to watch this video. I wish you good health, peace, and happiness. See you in the next one.